I'm so glad I'm out of the dating pool because the dating pool is a community pool and community pools are full of pee. Hey, it's your buddy Moo Juice Magic here, and yeah, no, dating in this day and age, it seems like it's becoming more and more difficult for guys at all to date. To find someone, women's standards seem to have become more and more aggressive. It's the same standards that some girls used to have back in the day. It was always very difficult to find a good gal who's attractive and had all the other features and stuff that you would want. When I was dating, I mean, this is like a long time ago. I've been married for quite a while. But even then, it was difficult to find someone that would take this ugly mug and see something of value in it. And when it finally happened, it was great. But not everybody gets that lucky, and now guys are struggling more and more. And I can't imagine what it would be like trying to date someone new, trying to find someone new to play the field, even to get a date in this day and age. If you're not driving a Bugatti, it feels like people don't want to give attention to you. TikTok has ruined, and social media has ruined women. It feels like, especially the younger variety of women. Maybe not gals that are older, but for the younger man in this day and age, I feel like it'd be a very difficult task just to get a date for a number of reasons. And there's a gal out there who heard a friend of hers having these complaints about how difficult it was to get a date and thought she'd do something about it. Let's see how that turned out for this beautiful young lady here. What a sweetheart.
So one of my guy friends gave me permission to make a Hinge account for him because I was telling him how easy dating is with dating apps. And he was telling me that it's incredibly difficult. And I was like, Pete, you must be doing something wrong. And he gave me permission to create an account for him and just run the account.
Why don't you date him?
I've been a virtual boy for 3 days. And I've never felt this bad about myself. I feel like a freaking loser trying to get these girls to like me. And I'm starting to hate women because I'm like, when I say I mean Pete, because that's the account I'm using. Pete's about a 6. But I'm so
Oh,
desperate, I'm liking the 2s and the 3s, and even they won't like me back, Pete, which is a 6. So what level of delusion
to a
has entered
six.
women's heads? Like, what is going on? It is so difficult dating as a boy. I hate it. I'm on day 3 of being a boy, and I hate women, and I'm more depressed than ever. So one of my
Okay,
guy friends,
so a couple things. This five has no place talking about how Pete's 6. Don't get me wrong, she's not the ugliest girl out there, but you can tell that she's more makeup than substance or filter than substance. But at least she tried to do something productive. Why doesn't she date Pete? Right? Like, is she not into guys? I don't know, maybe. But she found out some interesting things about girls. It's not fun trying to approach a girl. I wouldn't use a dating website. I know other people do. It's better to meet someone in person. You actually stand a shot. Guys, shoot your shot in person and be yourself. Don't try to pretend anything. Don't try to put forward a facade of who you are. Be outgoing, but don't be a douche. And that's one thing guys try to compensate with. I think they come off as douches when they just need to be a little more outgoing. They don't know the difference between being funny and being an annoying asshole. But girls, like, if you're online, guys, you don't even stand a chance. Your personality doesn't show online at all. Personality doesn't show in what you text. You got to meet in real life, man. That's the real way to do it. It doesn't come across right. It's like talking to people for me is pretty easy. Just because I don't have a lot of that shame stuff most people have. I just put myself out there. I don't care. Luckily, I don't have to worry about dating though, so it's not really a relevance to me. But at the same time, I feel your pain, guys. I've been there. I can't tell you how many girls rejected me. Like, it was tons. I dated a girl for a long time, 6 months. A long time when I was young. This is when I was young, 18, 19, maybe 20. I don't remember exactly how old I was. Probably 19, 20. And dated this girl. We were, as far as I knew, we were together for 6 months, and lo and behold, no, she had another boyfriend. No, I was 21, 21, and she had moved to college. I was helping pay some of the bills and stuff, and she had a boyfriend while she was in college. She didn't tell me about it while I was helping pay her bills. So that kind of sucked. Girls are rough, dude. Girls are brutal. You hear about how bad guys are all the time, but this chick is finding out that girls are some of the meanest people on the planet. So, ladies, try being a little nicer, and maybe your life will be a little better. Because if you're just waiting for your Logan Paul to come around, That's what you're going to end up with, but a much more Wish.com version of that, because he ain't going to have the money. He's just going to beat the crap out of you. I don't know if Logan Paul does that. I shouldn't have said that part, but I'm not insinuating that Logan Paul does that. I'm just saying the kind of douchey guy you're going for, they usually turn out to be either physically or emotionally incredibly abusive. But let's listen back. This is a short one. I just want to hear what she has to say again, just as a reminder to how people are. And it looks like my cursor's trying to pick her nostril here. Poor gal.
So one of my guy friends gave me permission to make a Hinge account for him because I was telling him how easy dating is with dating apps. And he was telling me that it's incredibly difficult. And I was like, Pete, you must be doing something wrong. And he gave me permission to create an account for him and just run the account. I've been a virtual boy for 3 days, and I've never felt this bad about myself. I feel like a freaking loser trying to get these girls to like me. And I'm starting to hate women because I'm like, when I say I mean Pete, because that's the account I'm using. Pete's about a 6. But I'm so desperate, I'm liking the 2s and the 3s, and even they won't like me back, Pete, which is a 6. So what level of delusion has entered women's heads? Like, what is going on? It is so difficult dating as a boy. I hate it. I'm on day 3 of being a boy, and I hate women, and I'm more depressed than ever. So one of my...
That's the other thing. Like, girl, like, bless you for trying, but you're not going to come off as a guy, even if you pretend. You're going to come off as a chick pretending to be a guy. So even if you were to try to do your best to try to emulate Pete, it's not going to work for you. That's another caveat to this. Also, guys, do you think this is true? Do you think she's really doing this? Or do you think that this is a thing for a video? I don't know. I have my doubts that this is a real thing, the way she says it. But at the same time, I do believe this is true because I've seen dudes go on dating apps and just get demolished. I have a friend of mine who is a stud. He's a good-looking cat. He's successful, has a good job. He's a little older than I am, but looks younger than I do. I look old for my age. But he has a freaking hell of a hard time finding someone to settle down with at all. And he's a good dude. Like, single dad, works his ass off, really good career, all his ducks are in a row. And he's always forever posting about how, oh, well, there's a lack of dating in this area. I'm having a hard time finding someone. Even on Tinder and stuff. Did you know guys used to not have to pay to use Tinder, by the way? And my chair just really broke, and I just got really short on camera. I promise, guys, that's my chair. I'm 6'2". I didn't really just turn into a midget. Oh, my God. I need to replace this thing. You can't hear. Ugh. Dating in 2024 and now 2025 is much like trying to balance in Moo Juice's broken computer chair. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you struggle with finding someone to date when you're dating on the apps and on the websites? Do you struggle to find someone to date whilst you are, just out and about? Do you have trouble approaching gals? Hey, I'll gladly, if you guys have questions or need advice on this, I will gladly post an advice video for you. Just going over your questions. If you leave them in the comments, if you have questions on, if you need advice, I will gladly do a whole ass video where I just address your comments and give you advice in your situation, because even when I had a problem approaching things, I probably wouldn't have had such a problem having a relationship when I was younger had I just not stressed about it. Because when I stopped stressing about it, it all worked out. And I don't know. It still works out for me now, but I don't have to date, so. Still go on dates because it's fun. I don't have to date. By that I mean I take my spouse on dates. To clarify, I don't play the field. My wife's not into that. Anyway, Moo Juice Magic, and I love you in the face. I'll talk to you later.